the silent thief of dreams. Something that doesn't prevent death but prevent us from living. Well, that's textual definition, but as per my experience, something that I have felt is weirdish snorting pain in my stomach, cold feet, trembling of hands and other things. Aside from textual definition, these were my experiences. It was something that I felt and I'm pretty sure you guys felt as well. At least some part of your life you might have experienced fear, let it be academical fear or fear of parents or certain situations, but I'm pretty sure everyone can relate to that. So if you are tired of fear dictating your life and you want effective solutions, keep watching my video, as my video is gonna be about how to conquer fear. Fear is an unpleasant emotion. It arises whenever we feel threatened, real or imagined. Fear was a primal instinct which helped us to survive various situations in past, but in recent era, fear is manifesting in medical conditions from mild anxiety to serious tremors. Although fear can be a good motivator, but if done irrationally, it can hinder our growth. Imagine you have a deadline to complete. You might complete that work in a very short time of span in comparison to the time given on free hand. Fear was initially good for us, but recently fear have taken form in a way that it's harming in our daily lives. Now I would like to talk about a story, a recent chapter that I read in a book of Mahabharata. It was about Arjuna losing his ability on the battlefield. So during the battle, Arjuna lost his connection with all his skills because of fear, as he has to shed blood of his kith and kins. Similarly, we as well lose or disconnect to our skills whenever we fear, usually resulting in greater fear. We have so much to offer to the world, but due to fear, we are not able to convey it. As from childhood, directly or indirectly, we are taught that fear is something negative. Our parents said, don't be scared, or our friends tease scaredy cats. In a way, fear was conveyed in a way that is humiliating or being judged by. Let's discuss the usual factors that contribute in students' life on fear. First is academical pressure, fear of failures, fear of exams, fear of not passing out can significantly affect students' mental health. Another is social anxiety. Social interaction, public speaking, and not able to convey your message can hinder personal growth. As well as fear of uncertainty is also a very big cause recently. What I have seen is usually students in college take stress about career, future aspects, life. That affects their ability to perform and they fear a lot of future, what's going to happen. Also, there are several effects of fear on students' life. First is decreased performance, something that I noticed which happens a lot due to fear. Whenever you fear, your academical performance declines and your ability of cognitive functions impair drastically. Another factor that I noticed is health issues. Due to overstress, various conditions can be seen like anxiety, depression, hormonal imbalance, which I think should not be unnoticed. And last factor that I think that is limited opportunities. Due to fear, we often tend to miss out on new opportunities, not exploring on new things, which often result in missing out a lot of things that could have been an pathway in increasing our confidence. Now the main question, how do you conquer fear? But before that, let me tell you a wonderful story. So there was an experiment conducted in Arizona desert named Biosphere 2. This desert was an experiment where there was made suitable condition, glass cover, enriched with rich soil, clean water and lot of sunlight. It was the perfect condition for growth of flora and fauna. It was successful in a way, but trees, when reaching after a certain point, would fall off. This confused the scientists drastically. Why it's happening? It was a consecutive phenomena which was happening again and again. Even though they were providing the cleanest water, well nutritious soil and enough of sunlight. But after a while, a lot of research, they found out that they are missing a key element of a biosphere, which is wind. Wind in natural forest often buffeted trees. As a result, trees will grow resistance toward that wind, growing larger roots within. As this element wasn't present in this biosphere, the trees would fall again and again. Similarly, we often try to stay in our comfort zone, which we call our biosphere. We waste a lot of time and energy staying in our comfort zone, fearing struggle and challenges, but these struggle and challenges are wind to our growth. We often try to stay in our self-made biosphere of comfort, but if you try to face these struggle and challenges, you will grow deeper roots and which will lead to better growth. Let me share you one of my story, how I faced fear and how I conquered it. So during one of my speech that I was about to give in class, I was all prepared. A night before we practiced a lot. Everything was all set. We were ready. But during the speech, due to stage fright, I had a fear that I will mess it up. But in that situation, I tried to manage that stress as much as I could. Even though it was noticeable, but I managed that stage fear quite well. Even my ma'am noticed it, but she also appreciated that I didn't let that fear control me. Instead, I just spoke what I should have spoke, and I went with the flow that speech shouldn't be hindered due to fear. I didn't stop with that which I wanted to, but at that moment I faced my fear head on and conveyed my message however I wanted. When you panic, you start to anticipating futures that you have not experienced yet. Our fear make us fiction writers. We start with an idea, then we spiral off into the roles of future possible scenarios. Anticipating fears holds us back, imprisoning us in our own imagination. Even Roman philosopher Seneca observed that and said, our fears are more numerous than our dangers. And so aside from the story, there are other methods through which you can conquer or control your fear. First is mindfulness and meditation. Continuously working on your breath, doing meditational practices can significantly result in lowering your stress levels. Aside that, seeking support is another great advice. But if you do not have someone to talk to, always refer to a therapist. And another method can be positive self-talk. Continuously talking positive to yourself, visualizing that you can conquer everything can significantly work as a savior medicine. And breaking down of small chunks was something that helped me. Breaking down of tasks into smaller chunks, that was something helped me to conquer fear and gain confidence. So aside that, there is one more method that I recently discovered, that is passive exposure. Exposing yourself to fears continuously helps to build your confidence. We often try to avoid fear, tends to run from it, but I realize that even if I am scared, but facing your fear directly will significantly help you to increase your confidence and reduce your stress levels. With this, we have reached to the end of our video. I'd like to say fear is a powerful force, but it's up to us how to harness its energy. By understanding its roots and implementing effective strategies, we can turn fear into fuel for our success. Remember, courage is not absence of fear, but willingness to act on it. So conclude this with a cup of coffee and we'll be signing off. Thank you for listening and bye bye. Sayonara.